let's start by watching a little video to get ready for when we reach Legend, and we're gonna go play some carry again, or some offlane, some core anyway. I got this video recommended to me on YouTube, and I want to go check it out. It's called Smurfing done the right way. So how can you actually smurf the right way? He actually went to go in a lobby with his viewers of a certain rank, and then he plays above that rank. And so it kind of shows if you are playing better than at your level, which of course all of us are. I'm better than my level, right? But I'm just being held back by the forced 50, the forced 50-50 principle. And I know y'all are better than the level that you're at, but you got griefers and smurfers and boosters. So what if you're actually a legitimate smurf? You are playing above your level. What is that going to look at? Banana Slam Jama. Let's check out Smurfing done the right way.
We're going to be doing hopefully the first of many educational consensual Smurf series where I will be inviting Patreon members or subscribers or just regular viewers, depending on how it goes, into a private lobby where they will all be within a certain range of MMR. There's a lot of rules set in place to make this as simulated of a pub as we can make it. I'm going to tell you guys everything that I'm thinking, reasoning for why I'm doing what I'm doing, a little bit about hero selection, a little bit about movements on the map, minimal communication. I want you guys to learn how to play your own game. What matters to you, what you need to get done in the game.
Thank you for the sub, Bilogam and Ariston.
And why.
Banana Slam, sure.
So we probably want, I think Necrophos is nice. They have a lot of harass, and I have a melee 4 position. Can operate independently, because this is a roamer. So roamers are likely to leave your lane. They don't always leave your lane, but they likely are. And I also want a hero that makes him a threat. A hero that consistently pushes in the lane. A hero that, if gone on, he can counter-initiate for. So a lot of times you want to pair melee with range. And against these...
That's just it generally in lane, right? One melee, one range. Whether it's the support, the melee, or the support, the range. 2
heroes, I like the fact that I have a hero that sustains. Most likely against Warlock, Wraith King. Perhaps we're against Wraith King, Crystal Maiden. I'm going to buy a lot of stat items either way. A little bit of damage.
If I have a choice of 2 range or 2 melee, I prefer 2 range.
I want to stand my ground. I'm more so concerned about trading with them rather than CSing, so I'm not going to go for the Quelling Blade. It's like CSing does matter, obviously, but Quelling Blade implies I don't think I'm really going to get hit by them. But in this lane, I definitely think I'm going to take a decent amount of damage. I'm going to check teammates' items. Looks like he's planning to drag. He's got boots. A lot of regen on BSJ Pog. Okay, Kunkka mid. So we kind of lack disables other than, like...
Yeah, what have they got? They've got Kunkka combo. They've got Earth Spirit stun, Shackle Shot, and Ensnare from Troll Warlord. He says we lack disables. Sure, Faith. BSJ will soon be watching Grubby videos, yeah, for sure.
Supports, and it's like soft catch. What I mean by soft catch is like Kunkka, yes, he catches people, but if they get like BKBs, we have issues. So eventually we'll probably want a sheep stick of some sort. Atos seems kind of bad since it's also countered by BKB. We definitely need a salve. As Necrophos, a hero that sustains consistently, salves are a really important deal.
Necrophos is a hero that sustains consistently, therefore we need salves. Doesn't super make sense to me. Like, he already self-heals, and normally, at least at my level, and on position 1, 2, and 3, we never buy healing salve for ourselves. I know this video is a year old, but I don't think it's going to have changed that much, maybe. He wouldn't be buying it for his ally because he's post 3. And if you already have self-heal, that's more than many other offlaners have. For instance, Tidehunter has no self-heal, and I also don't go heal salve on Tidehunter. But maybe he means something else by sustains consistently than what I thought. Healing gets improved with W, so salve heals a lot on yourself. Yeah, but maybe he means he can consistently heal himself a bit. But if he ever drops really low, in order to heal himself, he needs to go in the midst of enemies, into an unsafe spot. it's very worth it for him to have heal solve to fix big calamities so that he can continue to survive the small calamities with his own sustain healing.
If you manage to drop really low, that's really the only way you can lane. So I was going to stay high ground and scout out. We do see 3 heroes running at us. My team appears to be playing carefully, so we're going to back up here, be a little bit chill. My team appears to go for top rune. So since
if they deal too much damage to Necro, he can't re-enter the lane. It's the same with Bloodseeker. Yeah, exactly. Like, all these self-healing heroes, like, even Slark to a degree. Slark gets stronger the more he hits enemies, so any form of healing when he doesn't have his ult yet is extra valuable so that he can continue to excel at what he does. Having a little bit of lifesteal is not enough to repair an 80% missing health pool. Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable going for this rune at all. I am just going to block. Nah, he's telling me to go, but I just saw 3 or 4 heroes running through a ward. I refuse to run there. So, you know, I appreciate my teammates telling me what to do, but I'm not going to listen to them if I don't think my hero can do it. So whenever you see 3 or 4 heroes...
I'm not going to follow the team's plan if I don't think my hero can do it. I pray for the day that I will have that wisdom.
Heroes run into an area or go off map, you have to assume that they're where you don't want them to be, you know? Otherwise, you just randomly walk into death sometimes. So we are 1v2 for a bit. Earth Spirit's going to be a bit late to lane, so we're going to play away from the Crystal Maiden as passively as possible. Definitely start off with some defensive creep aggro since we know we are alone. Do the aggro before CM gets here. Keep playing away from her.
Okay, so the number one difference now is that in Archon, we pull the enemy melee onto our own range creep, just like here. But then we end up denying our own range creep as the carry, or as the core. And then we end up killing the first melee creep. And the range creep, generally, we just let it go. I know how important that range creep is for the gold and XP gain. But it would mean that he has to move into 2 people by himself. Technically, it's telegraphed when he wants to go for it.
CM gets here.
So CM is right there. He's 1v2. Yellow on the minimap is not here. From now on, it's telegraphed he's going to go for the range creep. And CM is standing over the trees here. I would think that if his enemies were a higher level, that the 2 of them would go on him and make him pay for this move. Though he is standing on the right side, which helps. And he knows he can do it because Maiden isn't here. He said, I'm going to do this aggro before Maiden gets here, which means that he is used to getting punished for it if the 2 of them were there and his ally wasn't. So he wouldn't even maybe have dared to do the aggro pull, because there's that period where for 3 seconds the creeps will attack him. And if the Maiden is good and near, she would root him, stun him. And then he will take like 6 hits from the 3 melee creeps, like 2 each. He will hit him, and then Maiden will hit him.
I'll keep playing away from her.
So she comes up now to punish him. But it's just AFK, stops here, and then does a random auto attack on this. Try to get the last hit.
Go for the range creep. Just avoid interaction with both heroes at the same time. That deny, easy. Her trade with this guy because there's a bunch of creeps.
And so he had 7 creeps on Maiden, so Maiden couldn't hit him.
So notice how he's like stuck with creeps. We can always use creeps to our advantage here. Just the fact that we have more creeps than they do means we can harass as long as we don't get hit by both of them at the same time.
I don't know what the level is here. I know BSJ is like 10k. But his opponents don't even seem Archon. Archon are pretty good, wouldn't you say, Chad?
Same time. That's the only way they win the trades. So heroes like Necro, it's all about choosing good trades. So I'm purposely pushing in the lane to him here.
No, he's not 10k. Is he not? I saw someone in chat say he's 2k. 10k NA is like 2k Europe, but I don't think that's true.
Missed the CS. Our Spirit is pulling, which is really good for us. And fuck with these CS
He did get 10k not too long ago. Oh, yeah.
a little bit. Hit this guy. Make sure we're outside of the 500 aggro range of the tower. Just give him a little whack, whack, whack. Got salved up.
Nice edit.
Gonna have to back off because notice how our creeps are gone. So unlike they, I'm going to back off. So pretty much knowing to be aggressive or not is purely based on how many creeps you have in the early game. There's a lot of other things like matchup dependent wise, but like in terms of just raw every game, same thing, it's purely based on creeps. And so notice how we backed off and they didn't. I want to posture towards my teammate, but I don't really want to help him. So don't put myself out of position, but make sure I'm ready to help him if I can. I'm a pretty...
Okay, I think that's good, right? Like, he still wants the last hit, but maybe I would be on top of the last hit, and he is standing maximum distance to the left with the option of helping, but he's still within range the last hit. So at least he has that option. There's no need for him to stand on the right side of the creeps. If he maybe needs to help, even if there's only a 3% chance that he wants to help.
Slow hero, so I would be waddling over there. Lane equilibrium's good right now. We're going to check to see no pull camps available. Our Spirit did a good job of blocking it. Going to buy stat items. I think this is a lane where stats are more important than move speed since they have slows and stuns. They're going to get on top of me if they want to. Notice how he's trading with me when there's a lot of creeps in my favor. Not good for him again. Okay, he used his stun, so I'm not afraid of him. I can totally run at him aggressively here. Whenever enemies use abilities that threaten you, you should run at them, because they don't threaten you anymore. I thought he was actually going to die there, so I was merciful to Wraith King as he has only a tango. Want to make sure I be aggressive on him now. I don't want him to be able to recover at all. Wraith King...
Could he walk forward to start casting spells on Wraith King? Looks like he's just staying with the lane.
Can lifesteal just by obviously hitting creeps. Missing all the denies. Perfect. Crystal Maiden's respawning.
Under tower? Yeah, because spells don't aggro.
So we want to chill. He might like salve up the Wraith King and go on us. That's like a possibility to go wrong. He did do just that.
I think they do. No, spells don't aggro. If you target click spells, they aggro? I don't think so. Why kill him? He has nothing. Yeah, he was effectively dead, but now he heal solved back up.
So we wouldn't want to get ganged up on by two heroes. Earth Spirit's pulling again. We're chilling. We don't want to contest right now. Notice how this is a situation that could be dangerous. Let them have the creep.
Ah. Yeah. Okay.
Want to contest right
So he sees Maiden coming, so he's not gonna deny his own ranged creep anymore, or walk forward and queue the ranged.
now. Notice how this is a situation that could be dangerous. Let them have the creep. My Earth Spirit's back to base. Lane's good. We can kind of like linger over here, but not get contested by two, even though we are level 4 to their level 3s. So
BSJ is big on hitting creeps. He sees interaction with enemy heroes as only to hit more creeps. Well, that's good. The creeps are worth the most. He will take an extra hero kill. Like, that's probably a good habit then. To see everything as, will doing this allow me to hit more creeps? If you can kill both enemy heroes, will that allow you to hit more creeps?
So we're pretty strong. Want to make sure we try to get the last hit. Failed. GG. I could have maybe taken a second point in my passive, but I'm honestly busy talking to you guys. I think you should normally take your passive, unless you're really scared. But it does go up pretty high in terms of value. So Earth Spirit looks like he's walking back. So with heroes like Necro, you win the trades consistently. So all you want to do is focus on trading. Focus on playing around when the lane's pushed in your favor. Like now, hit the guy a lot. Notice how I'm just hitting him. I went for the move speed afterwards because I want to ramp up my aggression now that I have enough stats. Walk past the tower. Do a little bit of aggro shit here. They can't fight me because they don't have creeps. Scouting with my Q. He's going to go down here.
Okay, so kind of unrelated to general carry mechanics, just Necrophos. Q apparently target finds even when they're invisible.
Making sure we're never in the 500 aggro range of the tower. Notice how, like, anytime we attack these guys, we're not in range. Walk out of it again.
Tower range is bigger than aggro range for auto attacks. So you can literally stand on the edge of the tower attack range and it won't hit you. Oh.
And that's how you can dive towers without taking damage. A little bit about how to tower aggro dive there. Lane's pushing into us again. We're chilling. We want to be a body in lanes this game because we have a very greedy carry. Tanking for the creeps here so that his pull goes off.
Oh, this answers... Okay, so many times when my support did a pull, I have the enemy wave, and then I bring it into our wave. And I always wondered, and I wasn't able to parse the value for it in the moment. Is this a good thing? He says no.
Wraith King's contesting it, so we'll kill these creeps as quickly as possible. And
But why? Why would it be bad if he let's say if he brought these ranged creeps and he brought them to put onto his own ranged creep? Why is that bad? Kills your creeps too fast? Isn't it good when your creeps die? Because the next wave will go into your tower. Yeah, so it's over pull, but he just wants to finish off the creep so he can focus on Wraith King. I'll ask him about this.
walk over. We don't want them having too many creeps for the same reasons we've been talking about, right? So we want to as quickly as possible. Goes off. Wraith King's contesting it, so we'll
He actually explains.
kill these creeps as quickly as possible and walk over. We don't want them having too many creeps for the same reasons we've been talking about, right? So we want to kill the creeps off. We have Reapers.
So now he does bring them onto himself, but he didn't want to bring 2 full waves onto himself. Because he wants equalization in front of his tower. Never into enemy tower, never into his own, but closer to his own.
Okay, got him away from the camp. That's good enough. The reason why we moved over here is to get him away from the camp. So if he has to walk away from the camp, I don't have to Reapers him. I mean, I'm looking. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to kill him here. But we want to be a stable body in lane because we have a troll.
My god, he got all the creeps too.
That's.
How did he get every single creep?
But we want to be a stable body in lane because we have a troll that's most likely going to go Battle Fury. Oh, he's going Maelstrom, same thing. Warlock's bottom. Let the back off here. Looks like a mid Warlock.
Mid Warlock. Hey, he's also not aware of what happened mid. I'm not the only one that goes like, they had a mid Warlock or they had mid Rubik.
It is a mid Warlock. Didn't even notice that. Yeah,
Typical carry player, no? As a support, I'm generally quite aware.
But yeah, the idea of this lane is that we, as long as we're not dying, we're winning. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen as best our capabilities.
If your support pulls, then you want to keep the enemy lane creeps as far away as you can. Then you make the enemy choose to either contest the pull and you get solo XP, or contest you and they miss their own XP. Right, and when you bring it together, they can do it all, in theory. They'll fight you for every little bit. Yeah, maybe not always. Maybe it's not an always thing. But let's argue only for the point of keeping them apart from each other. For the purpose of simplicity. You make them choose. All that you potentially lose is the ability to deny your own creeps and to last hit the neutrals. But you get all of their wave. So it's 100% profit for you, but you can't deny their profit. If you could pull their creep wave onto your neutral pool, then you could maybe get their whole creep wave, and you get all the neutrals, and you deny all your own. There's a potential to get more, but mostly you're pretty much getting everything you want when you get the whole enemy wave by yourself. Whereas the opponent either comes in to deny your creep wave that you're killing, or they have to manage the neutral camp and the creep wave. Also, if you keep the wave away until the pool goes, then you can walk the enemy creeps all the way to your tower if you want. Yeah, I don't think you usually want that. Yeah, it depends if you can fight them head on or safe farm around your tower, yeah. Also depends where the enemy support is. Like, if is Crystal Maiden messing with him? Is he Necrophos or is he a Razor?
As we see Warlock over
As Razor, he can't just tank farm a full wave.
here. We're not afraid of Wraith King anymore. His lane's kind of over.
They also have to fight in the dark because they don't get creep vision. It's dangerous. Oh, yeah. Yeah, enemy creep wave gives vision as well. That's true.
They forwarded. We're going to aggro defensively here. We don't know where... What's Legion's level? 4? Okay, we're chilling. Gonna walk to get this range creep. Also getting a little harass in there. We just want to keep tanking up so we don't die.
I find the heal salve that he has very interesting. I don't usually see that.
Gonna deliver ourselves the cloak first. We don't need the regen of the ring of health components, so we're not gonna buy that. A lot of other offlaners would buy the ring of health component first. So when you're winning like this, don't go greedy. Don't go Midas. Don't go Boots of Travel. You want to like ramp up the pace. You want to make sure you're just this unmovable wall. Notice how I keep walking at him, scaring him, but I'm not actually attacking him, so I'm not taking any tower damage for the most part. At this point, we play for efficiency to pressure the tower.
Okay, he pulls it into the... This is what S4 told me to do often as well, as Razor offlane. Pull the enemy creep wave into a neutral. So you pull for them, making you chip damage to enemy tower, making them farm under their own tower. And then you basically use one enemy, jungle creep, against another enemy, lane creep, but you get all the last hits if you're untouched.
So not only do we... At this point where we feel
When
comfortable...
you heal solve during your Ghost Shroud, you gain way more, which is why Want and his charges are mandatory on Necro, yeah.
playing behind their tower, we now move...
Yeah, it's the ethereal healing, just like Blood Mage, Banish, Holy Light, Paladin, Warcraft 3.
This camp, where we clear these creeps, just like we were doing before, but after we clear these creeps, we also get the bonus camp, and now we can run it to carry. Same as before. Don't really TP to stuff when you're this strong, because you're level 7, this carry's level 5. Worst thing we can do is just give him free farm.
Yeah, if he had played against higher MMR players, then he would have had to use the heal salve probably, but now he didn't have to.
Pretty much never leave my lane unless my other lanes were so bad and I just like had to kill somebody. That's the only way I'm ever leaving this lane, guys. That's really important to acknowledge that I'm just like not leaving this lane.
I remember TPing out of offlane sometimes. I've usually felt the best just dominating an offlane and just staying until the tower is dead. But occasionally I would go with Tidehunter, I would go somewhere else, TP across to help in a fight, and generally it feels quite bad because you look back at the lane and you're like, hey, Morphling is so happy right now, they're alone.
So we're incorporating a little bit of efficiency, but we can do the camp next wave. So now, like, notice how the camp just respawned? We could go do the camp, like, on the next wave, because we've bullied him out. And we don't want him to be able to farm this, because we talk about inefficient interaction. We want efficient interaction. We don't want to give him efficient interaction. So his inefficient reaction is anything to do with us. So we're going to play our own game, control our area.
What erection?
Do the same thing we just did here since we see that he's out of lane. And that's what we're going to be doing. Nice stat item for the neutral item. On Necro, any item that makes you a little bit harder to kill is really nice. Arcane Ring.
Do Dutch people and Austrian people have similar accents? You sound like Arnold sometimes. Yes. Austrian, Swiss, German, and Dutch can sound fairly similar. In fact, I was in the train once, and I heard a mother and her daughter speak Dutch, but I couldn't hear a single word. It was Dutch, but I couldn't understand anything. And I was like, excuse me, what language are you speaking? And they were like, Swiss German. It sounded so similar, but different words. Couldn't understand it.
Pig Pole, Ocean Heart. In terms of neutral items,
Hasta la
they're
vista,
all pretty
baby.
reasonable. So we take the tower. We're not going to miss any creeps since there's only 2 creeps here if we walk over here, so we're going to be very efficient. Oh, there's no camp. GG. We're going to pull that camp.
GG.
We're going to stack pull the camp into this wave, but we can't do that. If you can, though, it's really good. I'm not sure if it's blocked or if Wraith King farmed it. So at this point, we're looking to head towards mid. It's just a matter of...
Looking to head towards mid. So I saw before that, like as Tidehunter, I could like farm this to constantly taunt them, like their jungle. But I don't usually think of going mid. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting 1 wave, 1 or 2 camps. 1 wave, 1 or 2 camps. I couldn't be doing any better, but I do have Ravage available. So let's see why he says we're headed to mid.
of how long it takes, you know? We don't want to rush things, but eventually we will get there. So it looks like the camp is blocked. I'm actually going to fly myself a sentry because I plan to be farming that camp. Looks like there's a fight going on in their triangle. My team appears to be overextending. Good job, guys. You're making this a very good, authentic pub experience. Going triangle into a warlock lineup. Very good. So we're just going to keep playing our own game. Chillaxing. Just moving our way towards the mid lane. This wave's really not that big of a deal to farm because it actually makes it easier for them to farm if we push it into their tower, and we're not actually killing the tower.
Wait. Okay, so I remember sometimes in Heroes of the Storm, also, if you're winning and you're pushing wave all the time, you gain vision and you gain map control somehow, but you also give the enemy safe farm. That's why sometimes pros, pubs players know, but pros generally sometimes didn't push certain waves in order to keep XP out of enemy reach. And if, I guess he's saying if he pushes this wave here at the volume button into the next video button, there could be a support passively taking it at the tower, the XP. I mean, it still feels pretty safe out here. But he's saying if he pushes it in, it could be even safer. Maybe he even wants to keep the wave right here.
We don't want to give them mid tower, so if my team needs my help defend...
But in order... BSJ and Kezo disagree on this. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get into the mind of what he is saying. And it's possible we'll end up understanding, agreeing, disagreeing on certain things. He's going to let their creeps start pushing search away from safety, yeah. But that means he doesn't get it. But that is an interesting concept to be aware of, at least. Let's say that he could take all these jungle creeps every minute. But then he doesn't touch this, and it goes to like a point where it's out of reach for enemy. That's pretty cool. He does lose out on farming it himself, but he might be giving it to someone that he wants to deny more rather than that he wants it. And that person isn't getting all the jungle creeps. So that's still interesting. You're getting the whole jungle, it's not worth as much as jungle plus lane, but the enemy gets no lane, no jungle, and you get jungle. And you could get lane jungle, but then they get lane. And then maybe you've given more than you've gained. But it's, yeah, it's situational for sure.
Notice how it's like, I'm like a slow as fuck dude, you know? I don't want to walk around the map. I want to play my own game and only respond at all necessary. So I put the sentry in the middle, make sure I covered the entire camp, and then I just destroy my own sentry. Proper dewarding there. If I'm having a good game, I have no problem dewarding for myself, because that camp is effectively gold for me. So we see Wraith King. We see 3 in the triangle, so we feel very good against...
One way that you can help the lane push against you anyway is by manipulating the aggro all the time, creeping it slower, and killing all your own creeps off. I did that before a couple of times as Spectre. You end up spending actually the better part of the 30 seconds per wave to deny all your own creeps. So that's pretty much all you're getting. Because you're going to spend probably 20 to 28 seconds killing all your own creeps and theirs, and then the next wave already arrives, and then you do it again and again. That's different than flash farming it in 8 seconds and having 22 seconds to go to 1 or 2 jungle camps, getting them and then coming back for the next. But if you flash farm it, it'll constantly be closer to them. That's probably only good if you can't jungle. Yeah, like if you're not very efficient jungler, possibly. It's usually not worth it past laning phase. Better clean wave fast, go jungle, enemy has to defend. I believe chat flamed you for the slow Spectre farming. Yeah, I believe I remember that. Laning phase, that's okay. At this point, it would not be okay anymore. Yeah. Static farmly, mostly in losing games. Yeah, let's say like if this tower is gone and you're doing static farming here at this tower, which is where I was as Spectre. You see my cursor, right? Here on the bottom left. This tower is gone. You're constantly controlling the lane here as Spectre. Maybe this is all Brood Mother territory. But I got the lane right here. I think that was okay for that game. Because I can't just flash farm it, ever expect to use it here anymore. And I can't take this area because Brood Mother. So maybe it was appropriate for that game.
It's the 2 heroes that are down here. Just gonna push in the lane. If we didn't see this, like if we didn't have this ward information, I'd be playing passively right now.
At that point, you go to another part of the map. Yeah, my problem mostly is with position 1, right? Okay, I have a couple of problems, and I want to ask a pro about it soon in some coaching. Maybe BSJ even. My problem is, if I'm alone, nobody will come and hold my hand, ward, guard, set up, pull, ward, deward, stack, and protect, right? But when I'm support, I do often do that for my core. Then you could be like, well, don't be there anymore. Then when I join my team, now we're 5 together. Now we're forced to push objectives, or we are wasting time as 5. Okay, then someone else needs to go to the unsafe area. Maybe they don't. Then you get them pulling the rug out from under you. You have like, I'll be like Spectre, I transition to the off lane. I'll be like here, right, as Spectre. You've got like some tinker douchebag clearing out my ancients, which is part of my RTZ farm pattern. I take the lane, I come back here. Oh, it's gone. Now what do? Do I just travel here? That's not very RTZ-like, right? And do I take this one? Oh, someone attacked me. Yep, no one is helping me here to set up and protect and ward. So I'm wondering at this time, how much am I to deviate from what is optimal? How much do I overcompensate for having pigeons as support? Right? They're like, like they don't know what to do half the time, right? And like, am I gonna? You open the shop and you see 4 observer wards, 10 sentry wards, and 0 smokes. Even though your team never made a smoke play, it's because your troll warlord is using it to like get faster from one camp to the next. And then it's like, yo, buy some support, buy some wards, and they don't. And it's like, oh my god. Then you die to a gank, and they're like, Noob Naga, and Noob Spectre. I'm like, bro. And then when you join your team, you see like some underlord, he's like flash farming the wave right before you get there. You're like, X, ping, 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 don't take it. He's like, fire rain, and it clears the whole wave. Now I can't get it. Go to the jungle camp. Kunkai is like, puck, gone. It's like, I ain't got nothing. But when I'm support, here, I was playing Jakiro yesterday. My punch is like, ting, 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 ting on the creep wave. I'm like, okay, hands off. You know, it's yours. But my supports don't do that for me. So like, it's a whole different battle when you're core with people that just like click their buttons and then just blame you if it goes wrong. So I need to figure out what to do, how to overcompensate when things go unpredictably, how to like solo carry as core.
Because I don't know if I'm getting ganked by 5 heroes. And if I don't know for sure that I'm not, then I will play like I am. As a philosophy you can always roll with, guys. So we don't need to feel forced to do anything. We just look for opportunities. We're being super efficient right now, making ourselves tankier and tankier. We have an ancient stack. Troll's got a Maelstrom. He's pretty farmed. Warlock doesn't have Golem, so we could have like maybe punished that cooldown. But like honestly, as long as I'm walking at the guy that's trying to farm, I'm pretty chill here. Like I'm just trying to control areas that the opponent's trying to farm. You know, I'm not trying to actually kill anybody. Necrophos, Vipers, Venom.
He's going Heaven's Halberd, pretty good against LC and Wraith King, I guess, if you can get it early.
They're these like ranged annoying dudes that make it hard for you to farm. So on these heroes, don't overextend, don't panic. As long as you're farming more than the opponent, these heroes are good. My teammates want to smoke though, and I'm conveniently here. So I'm perfectly fine to participate. Let them go first, don't break my smoke. He missed. Is what it is, not gonna overcommit. I could rage ping him if I wanted to, but I'm now near the mid tower. None of this was forced.
Rage pinging your own subs.
Just waited for an opportunity. If my teammates never made this move, then I just wouldn't be here.
Mega kill! Radiant structures are fortified.
Legion's jungling. So we have absolutely no pressure against us right now. We have all the pressure going for us. They look like they're trying to respond, so... Instant duel. Respect, my friend. Respect. I would be tilted too, my friend. Looks like he was trying to set up the Warlock Golem, but was a little bit too late. So we're just farming near the objective, you know. We used our ult, but we're not useless. So we're chilling here. But notice how I'm not like being inefficient in the meantime. I'm just like farming nearby. Like, hey guys, if you need me, I'm here. So in terms of utilizing your passive, I always switch to Agi Treads when I'm walking around, because it just makes it the same idea as... like dropping your items when you want and all that kind of stuff. So efficient tread switching there.
Wait. How did he get so much mana regen? Oh. Q gives you mana regen for a while.
So efficient tread switching there. Halberd would be better if I was really scared. Like if I was having a...
The mana regen is from the passive. Oh, casting any ability with the passive gives you bonus health and mana regen for a bit. Okay. When Necrophos kills anything, he gains bonus regen for a bit. Okay, I see.
A rougher game or a closer game, I'd go Halberd, but man, I'm having
I forgot that.
such a
I've only played him once.
good game. I'm gonna go Sanjin Kaya because it's the better item for my hero. Halberd's like somebody on their team, it scares me, so I'm gonna buy Halberd. Well, Sanjin Kaya is the...
Yeah, because he's leading hard here. He's not going to counter an enemy. He's going to be a stronger self.
I'm owning.
That makes sense. We can remember that concept, and it makes total sense.
Yeah. Okay, be a little bit scared. We
Thanks for the sub, Tets 420 and Osteopontin.
do still see 3 on the triangle. We're just not afraid of these guys. Like, they're trying to interact with me, and I don't know why. But when you don't know why they're doing it, and you're pretty confident you're supposed to be doing it, then you just stay here. Yep, Necro's not a ganker. He just kind of stands his ground and says, hey guys, you can't walk here. I'm role-playing a wall. And if my team comes to me like this, great. If you create pressure, your team is likely to rotate to you at some point. Gonna pig pole my way in here. Checking and seeing what's going on top. We don't want to give any towers away for free here. So let's check teammates, like TP status. We're not going to give that tower away for free. So now we're going to TP top. Last thing you want to do is give the carry that you just dumpstered in lane a free tower. So now we've turned our like aggression into defensive aggression, right? Like we're trying to prevent the opponent from getting stuff. So I wouldn't have gone top if the opponent wasn't actually going to get something off of it. But I want to get out of here as soon as possible because I'm not actually advancing our game plan by being here. Turn my heater back on because my hands are fucking cold.
Man, that Heartstopper aura is so
Yeah,
nice.
so we still have the ward on their triangle that they haven't dewarded, which is really nice. Makes us feel
Infinite sustain.
confident enough to...
BSJ is the only Dota streamer that takes the time to explain...
favorite streamers hype.
Sir Action Slack says, yo, thanks, Grav. That takes the time to explain high-level Dota concepts to plebs in Twitch chat. He's done it for years. There are streamers with higher MMR, but none of them are as willing to explain Dota to the rest of us. BSJ, BSJ. Is that a meme? Or is that your opinion, Slacks?
play here. Otherwise, I would have just farmed the jungle camp if I didn't see them.
Oh my god, this is the video. I thought BSJ was in love with you. Well, both can be true. I thought this was a coaching session. No, we've never done one. Oh, live with you. Oh.
And we're just going to do the same thing. Farm the jungle camps near the lane that we...
But it's true that there's very few newbie-friendly streamers that explain concepts to plebs. Instead, there's a dynamic where plebs explain intricate concepts to pros all the time in Dota. It's the other way around.
We want to be farming. So this is natural feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but like, you know, the lane doesn't feel sufficiently pushed top. Feels like I need to defend the next one because there's already going to be a wave here 10 seconds from now, you know? So I'm going to farm this one defensively because I don't know where they are. I now see Grimstroke bottom, so that makes me feel better. But I'm going to be farming this one defensively because I know they might be here because look at the map.
Yeah. I like that he still plays scared when the map is empty of enemies. He could get dueled, and then he could get warlocked it and freezing fielded, and he wouldn't be happy about that.
My team had like no inclination of being here, then I'd be a little bit more scared, but my teammates...
Like, technically, at high level, Archon 4 and above, you could have every enemy running into the tower right now. And it is not sure allies will come into TP and help.
Are moving this way, but I'm still being scared. Notice how I'm super strong, but now it's like My carry is now allowed to play the safe part of the map that I opened up for him. We see Wraith King. We see Grimstroke. I don't think I'm dying here.
Unstoppable! Axes, please!
And now we're going to make our way back towards the team. Because it's such an opportunity to just cut across the map. But when you want to cut across the map to your team, don't leave waves behind, people. Don't leave waves behind. So this is how you delay your walk.
I don't think Archon 4 is high level. I have to say it here, because I know I'm going to get YouTube comments about that. The Twitch comments are already streaming in.
Across the map just a bit. But this is something you want to do a lot of. You know, you just do this. You just drag the creeps with you.
Don't talk in chat until you're high level. Herald 2 and above.
While you're walking. And we're encroaching on this Wraith King's farm, right? That's all we're trying to do. He wants to farm here, so we're not going to let him do that.
The YouTube clip won't have your explanation, though. The clippers aren't going to crop it real well.
We're just a wall. We're a moving wall of anti-farm. This is what pressure means. A lot of people in lower brackets don't do the whole walk at you thing. Think about it. If you were the Wraith King, would you want a Necrophos to walk at you? And if the answer is no, then you walk at him. So on Necro, when I'm like super snowballing and I'm having like the dream game, what, like, when you think of Necro, what do you think of when he's like a powerful hero? You think of this like unkillable guy, right? That's what you think of. So whenever I'm playing a hero and I'm having a really good game, whatever you think of this hero as is most likely what I'm going to build to do. You know, we think of like Wraith King going Radiance and stuff because he's super tanky and just wants to deal damage while he gets kited. Same idea. It's like Necro, keep up this pressure. Notice how I kind of like migrated all the way across the map.
I've never heard someone describe Radiance in that way. You want to deal damage, you're very tanky, but you're going to get kited. So now you're dealing damage while you're getting kited. I guess it's a pretty good... I mean, that's part of what it does, right? Like, it does a bunch of things. It does creep aggro, it gives you evasion, it does magic damage, which can help with spell lifesteal. But it's also dealing significant damage while you're being kited.
Slowly but surely. And now there's just nothing left to farm. And now that there's nothing left to farm, we can go hit this tier 2 tower. And we can kind of make that cycle back to top tower when it feels right, you know? We see this pressure, we're monitoring that. That's the reason we go there in the first place, so we are monitoring it. The map's always going to feel superior pressure if you pressure correctly. It's really that simple, right? Take the Ghost Shroud slow, because we do lack a little bit of catch on our team. We're going to go ahead and Ghost Shroud ourselves up here.
Isn't that a very early upheaval? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 9, 10. Oh no, you would have upheaval level 1 or 2 by now.
Walking in, because we see the Wraith King top. We feel pretty confident. And this is the kind of stuff where they feel pressure to react to us. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. In this case, I'm now going to TP top since people just aren't...
Wait. 4? You would have upheaval level 1 by level 12. That's not great.
Here. Not going to give them anything for free. They're going to like try to go on me, I guess.
Yeah, I think Archon 4 is like top 65%. No, top 35% of player base. I still wouldn't call it high level, but above average, yes.
Make sure I cast my spell defensive enough to survive. I mean, I'm just a level 15 Necro. This is just about kind of knowing your hero's limits. Since I'm really far ahead, I can do this.
There are no limits
like, obviously,
now.
if the game was closer, I wouldn't be able to. But this is something heroes like Necro and Timbersaw do.
It's probably not super educational from here on out, because there will be no limits since he's 701 with very good last hitting.
A lot. You kind of just TP in front
I think the start was pretty interesting, the first 10 minutes.
of people that are pushing towers and say, no, you're not allowed to have that. But these deaths can also be really costly if you do die there. So just be very careful when you do think about these plays. Just know you're consciously making it because you think you can survive and defend.
From here on out, it's how to finish the game. That's what we can look at. I think I had a sniper game like a week ago, if you guys remember. It went 56 minutes, but chat kept accusing me that we could have ended 20 minutes ago and stuff, and I was vaguely aware of that as well. A sniper is kind of a teamworky hero. He's definitely not a wall by himself. He can get jumped, so you need your team to be on board more to go and finish. So when I have a double damage rune, or if I want to go hit tower, and I'm like, let's go, and people don't, then we literally can't finish, right? So it's definitely a little bit different in terms of what hero you are.
Defend the tower. Never make that play if you think you'll die. So Lotus Orb is just a nice item against their heroes. It removes Fatal Bonds. It removes CM stuff. You can reflect like...
If you build Sniper poorly, then yes, snipers use a solo. So you think, if you're having a good game, I wouldn't say I was having a good, I wasn't like 5 levels above the enemy carry, right? He's 5 levels above, and I wasn't. But even if you're 5 levels above, by minute 30, can Sniper solo with the right build? I'm not sure he can. I don't think so. I think that's another hero. I think Death Prophet, Leshrac, Necrophos to a degree, yes. But I don't think Sniper goes to do that.
Wraith King shit. It's just a nice item. I need a little bit of armor because Legion and Wraith King are both physical damage. So my choices were like Shivas and Lotus. And I'm going to choose the item that defends me rather than attacks them because of how far ahead I am.
Well, Kappa's doing pretty good too. He's level 18.
So at this point, we don't really care if we're being inefficient because, like, what I would want to happen is this wave gets pushed. But I want this tower and my teammates with me, so we now need to go clear up some waves. Make sure I don't mess that up. Draw a line.
I don't have much position 1 heroes yet with which I stomp the lane. I think partially the type of heroes that I choose to play as carry are more teamworky and more passive or late game. Like Spectre. I play Spectre, I play Sniper, and I haven't played that many others. Faceless, like they're not exactly early game monsters. Though recently I did have some Spectre games where I just win the lane by buying double Wraith Band and being better at hitting enemy heroes than they are. Yeah, my laning also is not my strongest suit with many heroes, and therefore I tend to lose the lane as core, as position 1, like kind of by default. It's of course entirely my support position 5's fault. If they were doing everything right, I would get 100% of the CS.
Lines on the map. Tell my team I don't want to just give up lanes. So honestly, this TP is kind of a grief because my carry's supposed to do it. But if your carry's not doing it, then I'm going to do it.
I can start playing some other pos ones, like Ursa, Juggernaut. Maybe I can get some better early games with that.
Because, like, going for Roche there, it's just unnecessary. Get the lanes in. Don't be inefficient. We're not scared of them
Was
Roche.
BSJ mid this game? No, he was 3.
They don't have, like, an Ursa or anything like that. The only reason we would play around Roche if we're ahead like this and be inefficient is because we're concerned that if we don't take Roche, they're going to take it. But, like, I'm not concerned about their lineup taking Roche. So I'm going to get all 3 lanes pushed in methodically as possible. As you go higher MMR, you know, you don't always have to get all 3 lanes in because people are good enough that they'll, like, gank you or stop you. But in this case, like, if you're ahead, just act like you're ahead. Farm the entire map. Chillin'. Chillaxin'. Probably a better neutral item.
It's very dangerous for someone that is knowledgeable to say act like you're ahead or like play confidently, because that means something different for everybody. For him, that means maybe continue to take little risk, take high value farm, look at the map and so on. But for others like me, sometimes act like you're ahead. It means as Death Prophet diving into 4 people on their tier 3 high ground because I've been like 20-0 and then taking 1 stupid death.
I'd probably take grenade on it.
Dive high ground. You knew what I was gonna say, Cookie, for you.
Just for some move speed. I'm gonna pig pull myself over here. And notice the map for them. All 3 lanes are pushed in. They feel terrible. Nowhere for them to go.
Well, maybe more specific would be if he said, when you're ahead, continue to play for high value farm while not taking risk when enemy players are missing.
None of my kills have been forced. Just kind of farming my way there.
Why does he have Lotus Orb? Did he explain? I don't think he did, huh? He
But yeah.
did? Well, why did he get it?
Yeah, we are waddling. We are a very slow hero, so we will.
For purging. Yeah, things like Crystal Maiden and Warlock Heal and Bonds of Pain. Yeah, Fatal Bonds.
Make our way places. My hero doesn't exactly contribute to Roche,
Oh, and it gives some armor. He said he wanted the armor for Elsie and Wraith King.
but I don't want to give the opponent a chance to come back, so my team is Roshing.
If you Lotus duel from LC, Okino, do you end up dueling her instead? Oh, it's double duel. Oh,
right now. So I'm going to start farming my way towards that, just like I farmed towards bottom earlier.
Double
from top.
duel.
It's like the same idea. If you don't contribute to the objective, but you are necessary
whoever wins gets double the damage. Wow.
to help your team, just notice how I'm kind of like shielding them with my farm patterns, taking care of the rest of the map so that they can get the objective that they...
Study both sides of the force, the BSJ and the CLQ.
CLQ's good. Who is
will
CLQ?
show you the Dota psychology, while BSJ will show you the macro. Only then will you be able to bring balance to the force. Have a good BSJ, everyone. Promo code BSJ.
Chi Long Kwa. Who's that? Promo code BSJ.
they want to get. And try to kill this in time. Didn't quite make it. My team even take.
Don't Google him. Toxic Dota personality. The first Sith Lord of Dota 2. Not friendly for stream, sadly. Wow.
Taking Roche timer.
I'll do some research tonight. I'll come back tomorrow. I will look like a ghost of my former self.
Poggies.
I'll start like being snappy and curt with people. They'll be like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "Nothing. I don't want to talk about it."
At this point, we can honestly go pretty much any item we want because we're really far ahead. I do think the Ag Shard is underrated, so I will take it. It's basically like a cheap E-Blade.
So he's like a Dota psychologist. He helps people with their mental problems.
That clears waves. It's a pretty good Ag Shard.
He helps people get mental problems.
Once I've established, I don't think
Ah, perfect. That's my kind of psychologist.
I need any items to live on Necro. I will buy an Ag Shard usually. It's more about like,
He is a mental problem.
do I need items that help me live?
I didn't say it.
So I'm
I
gonna
just saw
remove the
you
Fatal
say
Bonds
it.
for myself because I could actually kill my entire team if I like take a bunch of damage here.
Oh, right. Fatal Bonds is like an enemy spirit link. But worse. It's like a painful spirit link from Warcraft 3, and if you take amplified damage through your Ghost Shroud from magic, then your whole team feels the pain extra. The same problem actually in Warcraft 3. If you spirit link with illusions or mirror images, and those mirror images then get dispelled. Dispelled is like a 200 damage nuke to fake units like illusions. And as it removes the spirit link, which it will, it first delivers the 200 damage to every illusion, and then spreads it among the spirit linked units. And the same is true for like physical hits, which don't remove the spirit link. So if you have 3 illusion Kodos, and they're spirit linked, and they all die to piercing damage, and they take 3000 damage, but illusions receive amplified damage, they won't survive that long, but they take amplified damage. So essentially, because they take 3 to 4 times damage, you don't need to take 3000 damage, but only 750, and still it will deliver 3000 damage spread out among all the real units. So it's really cheap for the opponent to get damage amp on the whole team. So don't spirit link illusions in Warcraft 3. Back to Dota.
I might be in some trouble.
Oh, there is an exception. You can spirit link units in Warcraft 3, which are illusions, and then don't send them to battle. This way, they are never the source receiver of damage. Therefore, they don't spread amplified damage, but they still end up sharing the load, like Sam with Frodo and the ring.
Gotta get this ghost off me. Gonna shield my teammate since he's the one getting gone on. Gonna go ahead and ult the support to show dominance. It's really important. Got to make sure I use my shroud on my teammate so he can't attack. So I get the last hit. And we're looking pretty good. Looking like the game is going to be wrapped up anytime now. Probably best to go Dagon.
Shroud ally so you can get last hit. Got it.
For really no other reason than we just don't need anything else. If you're going to use your wand, you want to make sure you use it during Ghost Shroud. Pretty basic tip there, but make sure you do that because it amps up healing and
He said doo-doo.
wand is included in there. Just sit behind our carry. He has Aegis. Don't let them go on you here. If it's a closer game, positioning is really important. Remove that from him. This guy's almost got Refresher. Got to respect the mid Warlock strats. Gonna cut this wave, because notice how bottom lane's pushed into our tower. I want to do this real quick. You know, it's a little bit greedy to like leave our team behind for a sec, but ideally it's only for just a sec and there wouldn't be like a fight happening here. But this is something you can do that's really good. Don't let your teammate take it. That's not good. But it prevents you from ever having to go back and defend this. So if you ever see a lane that's doing this, you can kind of gravitate towards cutting it. So if you ever see your teammate take it, and they're gonna cut this wave. Got to respect the mid Warlock strats. Gonna cut this wave, because notice how bottom lane's pushed into our tower. I want to do this real quick. You know, it's a little bit greedy to like leave our team behind for a sec, but ideally it's only for just a sec and there wouldn't be like a fight happening here. But this is something you can do that's really good. Don't let your teammate take it. That's not good. But it prevents you from ever having to go back and defend this. So if you ever see a lane that's doing this, you can kind of...
Yeah, we have... I mean, this happens like 10, 20 times per game in my games. And then if my core... If I'm support, I offer my core, hey, you want to farm bot? And if they don't, I'll do it like a few seconds later. Most supports, they'll just go. Like that Hand of Midas Crystal Maiden we had recently. She did that like 6 times in a game. TP to the tower that's getting attacked. There's the risk that when you do that, you just end up... What is this neutral, by the way? That you end up losing a lot of momentum and don't take advantage, which is why many games are drawn out. And sometimes it might be my fault. Hard to imagine, I know, because I'm so spotless, but it could be my fault. Fake grenade. Am I wrong? Is this tower more inwards? No, I'm not wrong. It's right? Oh, wait. I might be. Is this tower more inwards than in my games? A little bit?
kind of gravitate towards cutting it. To
a little bit, right? Fake grenade triggers Lincoln. Oh, wow.
Make sure you never have to go back and defend it. Because the last thing you want to do is get forced off.
BSJ also sometimes utilizes running in a circle strategy, which is proven time and time again to win games and dumps to the noobs. What does that mean?
Off of the opponent's side of the map when you're really
They moved it back a little. Like there, they moved it back. Now it's moved forward.
strong. So similar idea here is you're gonna like walk over and kill this real quick. It's not like you know, worried about going to our side of the map, but it is a situation where we want to make sure that we kill all the creeps possible. I'm gonna go ahead and nuke that guy.
Neutral items are seasonal? Ah, really? When are we getting a new batch of neutrals then?
We're feeling pretty strong. Necro never really starts the fight unless it's him going on or them going
Probably when Muerta hits. Maybe January.
on him. So notice how like I'm kind of just playing based off whatever my team's doing. I'll play more passively if my teammates aren't near me or enemies all missing. I'll play more aggressively if it's the opposite. You know, in this case, we're just gonna TP top. We refuse to give them a tier 1 tower here. Just say, you usually
This is probably incorrect, right? Like, they could just be going for megas now.
say to your team, like, hey team, I'll be back in just a sec, chill. Obviously, they're gonna go in and fountain and die, but, you know, you gotta do the right thing here.
No, he's memeing now.
Clear all 3 lanes.
BSJ moment. Wow, everyone does this.
BSJ Cap is also smurfing, apparently. Notice how we kind of did the walk down a lane thing. Don't need to take time and wait for these creeps. We just need the lane to get pushed in. This is setting up for the megas. And this is when you come back to the fight. You're like, oh, that was convenient. I'll do that again. Go ahead and ult that guy. Do that.
Oh my god, my brain just rotted. I just remembered last night's game, the final game of the night. Oh.
And we should probably stop BMing
Yeah.
lovely viewers.
This game is over. It was fun. I'll put the links in the video and to his channel in chat, in the comments. This was good. This was useful.